Hello friends, we are starting with the cloud of things. In your previous video, we are seeing the unit that is web of things and cloud of things. We had seen the part 1 that is web of things we had completed in the previous videos, and in the previous video of this we had seen what is cloud of things and how cloud of things is much more important to the business, why businesses are embracing the cloud of things, and a short video of what is cloud of things. So actually when I'm coming with the cloud of things, the cloud of things is actually sold on demand and fully managed by the provider, and we have seen that why businesses are embracing cloud. You are having the multiple advantages that you have: reduced cost, data protection is much more great in terms of cloud. You are upgrading the hardware, is not very much hectic, but there are certain challenges which IT people have to cover related to cloud. That is, it has to maintain a proper infrastructure, proper management of skilled people, security of data is also has to be of keen importance to them. The licensing cost has to be managed very effectively, and again the application should be scalable enough, and the requirements also should be scalable. So apart from that uh, apart from that, the cloud computing is having various benefits. That is, it is having a reduced cost, much more scalable, it is highly automated, and the relief in disaster, it is flexible enough, and you are having more p- mobility. So you can watch about the video which is given in the following link, which is expressing much more about the benefits of cloud computing. Now today in this video we are focusing about cloud as an integration to grid computing and SOA, that is service oriented architecture. So this cloud computing technique is actually a combination of two techniques which was previously much more used, that is grid computing and software oriented architecture, or you can say service oriented architecture. Now what is grid computing is basically, if you know, in older days what it was done, that was not a big network, a big huge network, so what they were doing is grid computing. So in grid computing is actually, if you remember, distributed computing is a part of grid computing is a part of distributed computing. So grid computing is actually a collection of different computing resources like storage, processor, data, applications, and it combines that from the multiple locations to achieve a common goal. Now to see the difference between a grid computing and distributed system, if you can see in the following slide, the storage, application, and data in case of distributed system can interact with each other, whereas in grid computing you cannot have a workload which can be interacted with the computing resources. There is one server which has to interact with all the computing resources. So in the next slide we will see about how the grid computing is actually working. Let us see about the grid computing definition. Is actually, it is a computational grid which is an hardware and software infrastructure, and it provides dependable, consistent, and inexpensive access to the high-end computational capabilities. The grid links together here the computing resources and provides us a mechanism to access them. So here the grid server, as you can observe in the figure, there is a grid server which is an computer, and it handles all the administrative duties of the grid computing. What the grid server is doing, getting connected to the network of computers which are running a special grid computing network software, and this software is known as a middleware. So every resource, when it wants to interact, has to interact through the grid server. So best example of grid computing is, if you can observe, that a desktop computer and grid computing. In grid computing you can parallelly combine the operations, like 8 into 2 into 3 into 2 is done parallelly, and they are combined together, and in short you are getting the answer, that is x is equal to 32 for the expression x is equal to 10 plus 8 into 2 plus 3 into 2. Whereas desktop computer for the same operation takes 4 steps. So that is why we can say grid computing is saving much more time and also increasing the processing speed. But Applications where grid computing are used are for by the European organization. They use this grid computing to analyze the chemical compounds when they are searching the potential drugs, and they are doing this for the disease such as avian flu. Again, for the grid computing, best example is SETI, that is searching for the extraterrestrial intelligence, which is a home project, and it is analyzing the data which is coming from the radio telescope. Now, disadvantage of grid computing is here the project sponsors or the users have to bear an enormous cost of setting up and maintaining and monitoring the grid. So, the three things again: setting, maintaining, and monitoring. All three things you have to bear a enormous cost, and it again does not follow a standard data communication protocol. That is why this grid computing failed to go ahead and has been replaced with the cloud computing nowadays. So grid computing along with the next service oriented architecture. Now service oriented architecture is actually what it is, just a communication media between the two components, that is two softwares. The best example of that can be a web service. So when a web service is there communicating an Java application with a PHP application or a Java application with a MySQL application, that particular thing is known as service oriented architecture, which you communicate between the two application components. You can watch a video for the service oriented architecture as given in the link below. Service oriented architecture is having two basic things or two major roles, that is service provider and service consumer. The service provider provides the services, and we'll see what the service provider actually does. It whatever service consumer requests from the service provider, the service responds to that particular service. So service provider is actually busy in maintaining the services, keeps them what are the services, advertises these services, and says that I am providing these particular services. Whenever the consumer wants those services, it will go into the registry, check out which services are being provided by the service provider, and it will use those services. So the service is actually known as what? Well defined function that does not depend on the state of the other services. The consumer needs to know how to call the service and what to expect in response. Okay, the service consumer should always know about how to call the service, and this it comes to know through the registry of the service provider. Now here SOA is actually the service oriented architecture, which is a solution for making the two softwares communicating to each other, and this best example is web service. Okay, so as we have seen, the service provider maintains the services, advertises the services, publishes them in the registry. It also gets the requirements of the services and specifies what is the nature of that service, whereas the consumer locates the service in the registry and develops the client components to bind and use this service. So advantages of service oriented architecture are the services are much more reusable, easily maintainable, as services are independent of each other, and they are platform independent because you can combine different services and from different resources together. They are scalable enough because the service can run on different servers within an environment, and again these services are all time available and much more reliable. So when you combine the cloud, grid computing and service oriented architecture, we get a product, or that is everything as a utility service, which is known as XaaS. That is as PaaS and SaaS together. Infrastructure as a service, we get platform as a service, and also software as a service through the combination of grid computing and software service oriented architecture. So the basic lies of the grid computing is the virtualization which is being provided to the cloud computing. The cloud computing is having the best feature, that is virtualization, which is provided by the grid computing to it. Okay, and the PaaS is the service which is provided due to the service oriented architecture. We'll see that in the detail in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.